that is what has made my life so much richer. And I am so glad that I made the decision to retire 5 years ago, because I wouldn't be doing all of this right now. I'd be doing some of it, a little bit of it, but man, I'll tell you, this makes my life rich every single day, every single day. There are many great things about being retired. Some of them might be obvious, some of them maybe not so much, but I get this question a lot. What is your favorite part about being retired? And today I'm going to answer that question here for you. If you're new here, hi, I'm Chris. I'm 57 years old and I retired when I was 52, and my channel is about all things retirement and midlife and living a life with a sense of meaning and purpose. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you again. As I thought about how I would answer this question, many things came to mind, big and small. The first thing that popped into my brain was that I don't have to wake up to an alarm clock every morning. Huge life improvement right there, right off the get-go, from day one. And also not having to commute or not having to get dressed up in office attire every day. Definite bonuses to being retired. I also really enjoy being able to run errands and do things that I want to do without having to compete for space with everybody else in the world. Going grocery shopping in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day. Being able to schedule doctor's appointments becomes easier because you're not you're not doing just the first one of the day or the last one of the day because you're working around your work schedule. You can do it in the middle of the day. So it's a little bit easier to get doctor's appointments as well. And then of course, there's sort of the obvious big piece is not having the work-related stress in your life. Work-related stress was affecting both my mental health and my physical health over the years. And doing away with that, not having that anymore, huge plus to my life. And so as I started to make a list of all of the things that I think are great outcomes of retirement, a lot of them seemed very obvious. And I started to ask myself really about why is that important? Why is that important? Why did that make your life so much better? Is there anything really overarching that maybe isn't so obvious that really had a positive impact on the quality of my life since I stopped working? And so what is it that makes my life so much better now that I'm not working anymore? What I love the most, the thing that makes my life better each and every day now that I'm not working, is having the time and space and energy to let my mind and my heart wander where they want to go on any given day. Here's what I mean by that. Now, I have a naturally curious brain, and usually that serves me really well. Sometimes it can get in the way, but in regular life, in day-to-day working life, in raising a family and having a career, there was really only a very limited amount of discretionary spending that I had to spend on things that I wanted to think about. I spent most of my day over the weeks and months and years thinking about what other people needed and wanted me to think about. My boss, my husband, my kids, everybody around me. I was busy thinking about them and what they needed and the tasks that I had to complete for them. And there was just a little bit of room left for me to spend thinking about other things. It wasn't until my kids were in high school that I even joined a book group, because I just didn't have the time and energy to read books and then go spend time talking to people about them. I had to keep focused on reading books to help me further my career, or at least I thought I had to keep focused on reading books to help further my career or just to manage day-to-day life. There wasn't a lot of extra time. But now that I'm retired, I have so much more time and energy and space to devote to things that I want to know about, things that that I get curious about, things that light me up, that feed my soul, so to speak. When I wake up in the morning, I always have at least an hour or two to really set my intentions and my mood and energy for the day. Sometimes I'll start with a journaling exercise. I tend to do, just a brain dump of whatever's on my heart and soul, of whatever's in my mind that day, dumping it all out on paper, sometimes so that I can just get rid of it, so that I can just be done with it, but other times to help me reflect. I can jump into my email box and see what goodies await me there. Now, that might sound really weird to you, but I actually take good care to curate a group of email lists that I'm on that feeds me information that I know I want to see. It's a very purposefully curated list, and things get added and deleted from it all the time. I belong to email lists that have to do with art inspiration, self-improvement and empowerment, health and wellness issues, the latest news on the world of AI, social commentary on things that are going on in the world, travel, poetry, local happenings, you name it. It's a pretty big list, but it is a very curated list. And on any given morning, depending on what I feel like that day, I can let my mind double click on any number of things. Sometimes I'll look into how to create a certain type of art, and I'll go, down the YouTube video rabbit hole trying to find out about that. Sometimes there's something that's happened in the world that I don't understand and I want to learn a little bit more about, so I'll do some searching on that. Sometimes I get fed a whole list of different things to think about from people like one of my favorite reads on Substack is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's profile. He has a daily email that comes out, and he has a whole handful of things that he talks about. And it's wide ranging, and there's always something very engaging there. If you're not listening to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's voice right now, I highly recommend it. He is sort of this underrated elder that we have available to us, who is bringing all of his thoughts and wisdom from over the years, which I know he was an NBA star, but he is so much more than that. Highly recommend reading his Substack if you're not already. Anyway, so as you can see, like, my mind can go anywhere at once. And when I was working, when I was, had this career where I was doing, 10-hour work days or six-day work weeks, I didn't have either the time or the energy to let myself really dig into the things I wanted to learn about. And that's my favorite part of retirement. That's my favorite thing. I could on any day just decide, you know what? I'm going to learn how to speak Italian. I'm going to start learning that today. Or I could be watching the Great British Baking Show and there's a, tartlet or some other thing that they've baked, and I could say to myself, gosh, you know what? I'd really love to learn how to do that. I'm going to figure that out and go down that rabbit hole. And the real beauty of all of that for me is that there is very little obligation for my brain to stay going in one direction or the other. I can think about and learn about anything, ouch, anything I want. And that's my favorite part. That's what makes my life better. Now, this might be different for other people. In fact, it is different for everybody, what your favorite part of retirement is. But this freedom to wonder and learn and be exposed to all different kinds of information and art and ideas, that is what has made my life so much richer. And I am so glad that I made the decision to retire 5 years ago, because I wouldn't be doing all of this right now. I'd be doing some of it, a little bit of it, but man, I'll tell you, this makes my life rich every single day, every single day. Gone are the days where I had to get myself out of bed after that stupid alarm clock went off, get dressed in office appropriate work attire, get in my car and spend an hour driving 10 miles to get to the office, and then sitting down to do activities, to do tasks, to put my brain into focus mode on things that other people wanted me to do. It is astounding to me where my brain goes. It is astounding to me how many opportunities there are to get out there and really learn about this world that we live in and to participate in it in ways that I've never been able to do before. And if you can't tell, like, this is the energy, right? When something clicks with you, when something is like that satisfying in your deepest heart and soul, you can't help but just light up when you talk about it. And this is absolutely the best part of retirement for me. So there you have it, the Chris Robinson version. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you sticking around. Have some other videos that you might enjoy on the topic of retirement. Have a good one.
It's the fire in the rain. It's the smile within the pain. It's the logic but insane. You cannot know from where it came.